everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video we are going to do a little get ready with me. It's going to be quite like a girly focused one because I'm going to be talking all about self-love, self-care, tips I've found, just things that I've found helpful and things that I can hopefully pass on and give advice about. But if that sounds up your street and it sounds like something you enjoy, then please keep on watching. I am getting ready. Me and my boyfriend are gonna go out, and I went to the gym this morning. I just had like an everything shower. I think I'll do my hair first because I kind of know what I want to do with my hair. What I think I'm gonna do, because I've just blow dried it, I don't need to go over it and straighten it. I'm just literally gonna quickly curl the ends in. Well, not flick, like not curl the ends in, but just curl the ends basically. We're gonna do pink, glowy, like really feminine makeup. Bit of a cat eye maybe, cute long lashes, like that's the vibe I'm feeling. I'm really sorry if it's stressing anyone out that I'm not sectioning my hair, but I just don't really have the time, if I'm being completely honest. The first thing I want to talk about is something I've realised, that the most important relationship you will ever have in your life is the one with yourself. And I know like people say that all the time, but until I've always thought like I had a pretty good, like I had quite good self-awareness, I had quite good relationships with myself. As a girl growing up, not many, which is bad, but not many people talk to themselves very nicely, and I fell into that category. Like I wasn't that nice to myself, but it was only recently that I was like, Jesus, like I'm really not, I don't speak nice to myself at all. I've kind of realised something's not quite right there. The way to rectify it, or the way to start getting back on track with the relationship with yourself, is to A, spend more time with yourself than you have ever before, because the only way you're going to learn is kind of by like reflecting. Obviously don't spend all your time on your own because you'll just go crazy, but even when you're with other people you can like examine your behaviours then by kind of journaling after. It's hard because we're always taught growing up to kind of, obviously everyone's like, oh, believe in yourself, and that's great, but you're told to kind of like never be cocky, never be like smug, or like, long story short, I feel like we're always told not to think too highly of ourselves. We'd be like, pipe down, like chill out, like who does she think she is? I agree to some extent, but I think that mindset as like a little girl is actually quite damaging. You get to your 20s and you're like, you have to believe in yourself, otherwise like who else is going to do it? Like obviously I'm very lucky and I've got a supportive family. You're your biggest cheerleader at the end of the day, and if you're not, then you need to change something so that you are your biggest cheerleader. So at the minute I'd been really down in the dumps and just didn't believe that I could do anything, and I'm fortunate to have there's people around me that have brought me back up and like made me see my potential, and I've done that really badly. It's not your job to get other people to see your potential, because you're going to be waiting around forever to earn some people's approval, or like you're just not going to click with some people, and that's okay, but that doesn't dictate your worth or like your ability. Just because someone else doesn't see it, it just means like your brains aren't synced the same. Like some people you just click with and some people you just don't. But yeah, how to build a better relationship with yourself, I think it's important, I think, to keep your body healthy and to exercise and keep fit. But if I'm being completely honest, I started working out recently and it was more out of like hatred. Like I was listening to music that was not uplifting and that was really not like good for my mental health, and I would be on this Stairmaster literally saying horrible things about myself, but to keep going on the Stairmaster, which is really, really bad. Like I know it was bad when I was doing it, but I was like, I want to do half an hour because then I'll lose this amount of weight, or I'll like burn this many calories. And it's just, I know that's not a right way to do it, so I was like, And I didn't enjoy it when I did it like that. So it's like shifting it is so important. I healed the relationship I had with myself by being really honest with the people around me about how I was feeling, what my thoughts were kind of telling me. When I was in like a bad mood or like a not very self-carey mood, I kind of would force myself to do something that I know would make me feel better. At the end of the day, we work out because we want to be fit, we want to look after our body, we want to fuel our body. So for me, it's like, don't wear things that you don't feel nice in. Like I was wearing stuff to the gym that was not flattering at all, and it just further fueled that thing of like, I hate my body, I don't like this about myself, I don't like this about myself. And it's like, basically do everything you can to avoid that thought process. The clips are out. But yeah, I think a lot of self-love books, self-care books. I've got one that I'm gonna kind of read and base a whole kind of video off of, because I think I've got about halfway through it before and I really resonated with it. And I hadn't actually experienced like not having strong self-worth. So now that I feel like I've experienced that, I'm gonna read and try and learn physically as much as I can from it. Hopefully share that on. Unfortunately, no one's gonna make you fall in love with yourself. You can only seek external validation for so long until it just gets to a point where you're like, okay, cool, they think I'm pretty, or they think I'm nice, or da-da-da-da-da, but it's like, what do you think about yourself? And it's not easy because it's so, I feel like as soon as my mental health like tipples a little bit, I'm suddenly like, oh my god, I'm the worst person to ever exist. And I know that's not true, because, oh my god, what have I got on my top? Oh my god, I got chocolate on my top. It's so easy for us to be negative about ourselves, like it's been drilled into us from an early age, but we need to try and break that barrier. I think I'm in a position where I don't particularly have loads of friends, and I think, yeah, it can get lonely. I don't know, like I've got a few really good friends around me, and to me that's worth so much more than having loads of friendships that aren't genuine. Saying that, when I see everyone in these big groups doing loads of things, or on holidays, like it is like a kick in the teeth. Why they're getting to experience this fun and I'm not. But when you hear like the inside scoop on stuff, it's like that's not without its drama, and that's not without its bickers, and they don't like that one and they don't like that. And it's like other people might be in the situations in these big groups knowing they're not their forever friends, but kind of staying with it because they'd rather that than be lonely. But I guess I've done the thing where it's like I'd rather be lonely than have people that I don't kind of click with, and I'm just don't feel like our energies don't align. I think it's really tough though. I mean, I think if I'm being completely honest, if I didn't have my boyfriend, I think I'd probably be in a very different situation. Luckily, me and my boyfriend are in the same position. Like, he's my best friend, I'm his best friend, but we still have other friends. But in terms of like friendship groups and stuff, we're both very much in the same boat. Like, we've got individual close friends and that's it. Like, we're not really in a group. And I'm lucky that he understands me and I understand him in that front. But I think it can probably feel, before I had him, it felt really isolating because you think everyone else is having all this fun with their friends and you're the only one not in this. Is there something wrong with me? Like, but when you actually have deep chats with people, apart from the very few that are extremely lucky to have incredible friendships, there is always something not quite right, or there's something beneath the surface in these big groups. So it just depends. Like, you know, when people say choose your hard, it's kind of that. And I'm lucky that maybe it is because I like my own company that I'm not as stressed. But I have to say, like, when I was younger, it did get to me a lot. I'd be like, why don't I have friends? You'll find your people eventually. You just need to wait it out and be nice to yourself and kind to yourself. And please don't underestimate like spending time with your family, because I've been spending so much time with my nan recently because me and her are so similar. And like, I texted and I was like, Nanny, like, I know you're my nan, but we're friends. She was like, I love being your friend. I was like, I love being your friend too. It's like, they're only going to be here for a certain amount of time, and yeah, I genuinely enjoy spending time with her, so why would I not see her more? I spend time with her. The Rare Beauty Cream Blush in Happy. My friend Lily always talks about these, and I saw one in Space NK the other day and I was like, I need to get it. And I feel like this is like the perfect colour, super feminine, super girly, perfect for summer. Did I just say that? And the packaging is just really cute. I have my NARS one and I just feel like this is so chunky. Whereas this is, I mean, do they literally look like the same colour? No, they don't. If anyone's tried the other Refy brush, let me know your thoughts because I haven't heard reviews on it yet. Obviously people's family situation is very different and I'm fortunate that I get along with all my family. Like me and my mum have just booked a little 5-night getaway together, which is really fun. She's one of my besties. We get along really well. And it's like I didn't necessarily have a friend that I was gonna go away with, and it was like, well, why don't we just go away together? Just because everyone is doing stuff around you doesn't mean you have to do it, even though it seems like the normal thing to do. So for example, I'm not much of a big night out girl. Every now and again, obviously it's really fun, but every weekend, like, they're just not good for my mental health. They're not, I don't know, I just feel like I waste a weekend. Me and my friends have started going on walks, which I don't know if I'm like aging before my time, but I am so looking forward to going for a walk, depending on the weather, getting an ice cream, rather than going out getting absolutely smashed. It's just not really my vibe. Like, as I say, every now and again, or like when it's someone's birthday, I'll have such a good night and I feel like a really fun side of me comes out, which is really nice because sometimes I'm like, God, am I boring? Am I a granny? And I know that's not the case. But it's like I can do normal 22-year-old things, but I just choose not to most of the time. Mind you, this is like, if you know me at all, you'll know that like I used to be really fussy with drinks, but I am partial to a nice glass of wine now, which is something I never thought I'd say. It would always be really awkward because I'd always be like, oh no, I don't know what I want to drink, or like they didn't have a drink at the pub that I liked. Whereas now, I can drink a glass of wine, so sometimes it is quite nice, like meeting up with a friend and we'll just go for a glass of wine. Every now and again, it'll be like a night out where it's like shots and you go out and you're like, oh, should we go clubbing? Like, not clubbing, but you're like, do we go out after the pub? Like, it's not very often because I just feel like it's not me. Whether I've told myself it's not me because I don't have this big fat group of friends, I don't know. But whatever way your path leads you, there is always someone that relates to you. There is always someone that like knows how you feel or feels the same way, or people that also feel the same way but are kind of like not lying to themselves but don't want to admit that they're feeling the same way because they don't want someone to perceive them in a certain way. Like, everyone's going through their own little thing. Just go with the flow and just be true to yourself at all times. Okay, my camera, I honestly don't know what's wrong with my camera, but it's about to overheat and I haven't even been filming that long. I'm going to do my eyebrows off camera. I just use this authentically brow blade. So I'm going to do that, set them, and I've got like the matching brow gel, and then draw some freckles on with this, and then I'll be back to do my eyes. So anyway, we're going to curl our lashes with Tweezerman lash curlers because best ones to ever exist, ever, and I love them. As I said, I'm going to do a wing, but I curl my lashes first so that the wing doesn't get wiped off when I then curl my lashes. Something I have learned recently is that I had been suppressing my creativity for such a long time, and I'm so much more creative than I ever could have imagined now. I suppressed it because I thought it wasn't cool, like when I was at school and stuff, which are kind of like way more important years than we give them credit for. They shape us so much more than, or like give you the ideas and strategies in our life that affect us into our 20s, into our adult life, and some of them are such toxic mindsets and such toxic ways of thinking that like you don't even realise how deep rooted they are. Like, I still actually get worried about posting stuff online or like what people think, and I'm like, oh my god, like Darcy, I've taken the leap of not caring. Like, now is not the time to start caring again. I use the like pencil side of it first. By allowing myself to be creative, I get inspiration for my creative projects everywhere. I find inspiration in everyday little things, and it's just incredible. Suddenly you're like, oh, that inspires me for that, and it gives you like another lease of life. Is a bit dramatic, but it gives you this like feeling, like, I don't know how to describe it, or like I'll be reading a book and I'm like, oh, that'd be good for a YouTube video, or I haven't really done much with it, but I'll think of good quotes in my head, or like I'll think of a good phrase and I draw it out on my iPad, and I'm like, even just doing that is nice, like finding little words of wisdom from my brain and making it into like a design that I could possibly do something with one day. I don't know. Don't neglect yourself the chance to be creative. And I think as well it's a vulnerable thing to be creative, because you're exposing your thoughts, or like you're exposing your thought processes or your opinions on something, and it's exposing a part of your brain that people might not have like known about you before. So I think that's why people get nervous writing a song and like the lyrics in it are personal, or oh my god, look at all these fucking lashes inside my mascara. You're drawing something and you're like, oh, it's a personal topic, or like the way you've seen it reflects an experience you've had. I don't know. Being vulnerable is you feel vulnerable when you're out of your comfort zone, and being out of your comfort zone is where you grow. And if you don't grow, your life's always going to stay the same, or life around you is going to change, but you're going to be stuck here thinking like, what the fuck do I do? So embrace change, embrace vulnerability. Someone that doesn't appreciate vulnerability is a small-minded person, because like people are vulnerable to try and better themselves, people are vulnerable to try and grow, and that's more than what can be said for the person judging. Do you know what I mean? I'm really sorry, the angles in this have not been great. Do I want to do a little bit more of a different mascara? Remember that like the only person you should be trying to impress is yourself, because only you know how you're feeling one day. Only you know like the ins and outs of every little battle you face to kind of like get to where you are. No one knows exactly how you feel apart from you. So going back to my first point, it's important to be kind to yourself in that process. Oh, my lashes went well today. I used Fan Fest by Benefit and then Bad Girl Bang. I think it's actually quite a nice combo. I always use Fan Fest first though, I don't know why. I need to get new lip liners because I have no idea where mine have gone. Okay, I found one in my bag. Oh my god, I went out last weekend and I only had lip liner. I forgot to bring lip gloss, and it was literally the weirdest thing ever. My lips felt so dry and like I didn't feel complete. You know when you go out and like you forget your rings or you forget your jewellery? I was like, not feeling it. This is so blunt. I'm gonna use my eyebrow pencil. This is actually a good hack, this Benefit eyebrow pencil. And then, because we're doing like girly glam, obviously like a pink gloss. This Fenty gloss is in the shade Fussy, and it's just the cutest gloss ever. People look so nice when they put lip products on and I just don't, and I'm getting mad about it. Okay, do I brush this out? Okay, now I don't know why I said that and then did it. Well, I feel like my hair's really grown on me recently. Well, I think my hair's really grown recently and grown on me, because I don't know if you've been watching my videos, you'll know that I was like, I am not a fan of the dark, whereas now I actually am really fond of it. So yeah, that is the end of my video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Just kind of like a bit of a more vulnerable girl chat, girlhood, self-care, self-love video, because if there's something I could talk about for hours, it is anything to do with basically what I talked about today. I hope if anyone's kind of struggling, found comfort from what I've been talking about, and my DMs are always open. But yeah, if you did enjoy, please like, comment and subscribe. Go and check out my other socials, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!